Welcome to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. Thank you for joining us once again. Kev, what up, big dog?
Blessed and highly favored, my brother. How about you?
Man, I'm doing outstanding. Ant, why are you dressed like this? What's with the shades and this whole get up, bruh? I don't know what you're doing.
I love it when you ask yourself questions.
Well, I'm a little bit I'm a little off.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother story. But I'm feeling some type of way because we're reviewing Blade Runner 2049. I'm in straight up replicant mode, Kev.
I hope that means you don't plan to kill me at the end of this shoot.
It just depends on what your final score is. If you come correct, we ain't got no problems. Okay, is that fair enough?
That's fair enough.
This film, rated R, has a runtime of 2 hours and 43 minutes. Yes, I did say 2 hours and 43 minutes. So, bathroom, snacks, change your little baby or whatever, do all of that stuff before you go into the theater, okay? Because you will not want to leave once you step in there. This film is straight up science fiction.
Absolutely.
Right? At its best. In it, we have a young Blade Runner who makes a discovery. Upon that discovery, or based on the discovery, it puts him on a path to track down an MIA Blade Runner by the name of Rick Deckard.
Okay. This film was directed masterfully by Dennis Villanueva, who brought us films such as Sicario and Amy Adams in The Arrival. It stars Harrison Ford as Rick Deckard, reprising his role. It stars Ryan Gosling, Ana de Armas, Sylvia Hoeks, or Hoeks, depending on how you pronounce it, and Jared Leto. What do you say we take a look at the trailer?
Let's do it.
You're a cop. I had your job once. I was good at it.
I know.
What do you want?
I want to ask you some questions. The key
To the future is finally unearthed. Bring it to me. They know you're here.
I always told you, you're special. Your story isn't over yet. There's still a page left.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, many people don't know the difference between science fiction and science fantasy. Okay, Star Wars is science fantasy. All right, what Ridley Scott brought us with the original Blade Runner or with the original Alien, for example, that's science fiction. Okay, and that's what we have at its best here, science fiction. It's not meant to have action going 100 miles a minute in every scene. It's meant to make you think and make you ponder. Okay, that's what science fiction does at its best, and that's what this movie does. Okay, it is brilliantly shot, brilliantly conceived. The uninitiated need not apply. What I mean by that is that if you don't know Blade Runner, you need to go back and watch it. Okay, you need to go back and watch it because a lot of what you see in 2049 will not make sense to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. I mean, you would be doing this film a disservice as well as yourself if you're not familiar with the original Blade Runner.
Right.
So definitely do that. Totally agree. Beautiful. It is a cinematic experience.
It is gorgeous.
Kev, I have a confession. My nipples got hard multiple times throughout this film because it was that freaking... I've never seen anything like that before on the big screen.
You know
Real
what?
talk. I ain't even exaggerating. It was amazing watching this film.
Yeah. And you know what? I can't even blame you for that because Dennis Villanueva's eye on this film
Oh
is
my
perfect.
gosh, man.
Okay? Everything is note perfect about the effects, about the visuals, about the direction. This was a perfectly made film.
Listen, we're flowing into that season. What season am I talking about? Oscar season. And this film needs to be nominated for multiple categories.
Yes.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling
He's a
was
beast.
perfect in this film. Ryan Gosling was the
perfection.
effing man in this movie.
Perfection, okay?
Yes.
And y'all seen a lot of the episodes. I don't use that term hardly ever.
And he
if
doesn't
any.
really necessarily cut for Ryan Gosling, He didn't
Not as
like-
much as Kev
Not
does.
as much as I do. La La Land was
Oh my gosh.
an inspiration.
Oh
okay, that
my
let me know this
gosh,
guy
really?
had serious
I
talent.
know you couldn't wait to mention La La Land, but anyway, man, the guy does an outstanding job. I would nominate him for Best Actor based on his role, his performance in this film. It's that
Right.
good. The whole cast is outstanding.
Yes.
Okay, the special effects, right? We're talking about the visuals early and how beautiful it is.
Uh-huh.
I need to see some nominations. Totally amazing.
What I liked was how Dennis Villanueva, he basically takes Ridley Scott and updates him.
2.0.
Yeah, he takes Ridley Scott and updates him. This film matches the original film's style and essence perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing Harrison Ford, man, it's like the Harrison Ford of old, right? Just that grit,
Grizzled.
that grizzled. Thank you, that's the word I want. Grizzled, man. That grizzled look. He's just on it. That was perfection. I was.
But
like,
if you go in looking for Harrison Ford right off the bat, you'll be a little disappointed because it was what, an hour?
or longer. We won't go,
Before
but yeah, it's a
before
minute.
he
It's go,
shows
yeah,
up.
yeah. He's definitely in there, but there's a lot of other things going on.
Yes.
And I appreciate your clarification about what is true science fiction, because this ain't this is not an action film.
No.
This is a thriller, and it's science fiction at its best.
You know what
it's
it is,
engaging.
man?
Yeah.
The original Blade Runner was Raymond Chandler-esque film noir crime movie. This film really kind of continues along those same veins.
Yeah. Totally loved it. Now, what I will say, the year's 2049, and black folks, I'm sorry. Y'all, it's only a handful of us. And
Where the hell are you?
I don't know. I guess we don't exist, y'all, in 2049. I don't know
No.
what happened. We caught a disease that only affects black people.
Oh.
But we do see Wood Harris makes a appearance in the film. Love that
Yeah.
brother. He's in there for a hot minute. But
Hot minute.
other than that, y'all ain't there. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
2049 in Los Angeles, black folks ain't there.
Yeah, they
Maybe
kicked
they
us out.
Yeah.
They've colonized
I don't know.
Compton and sent it somewhere else.
I don't
know
know.
what they did.
But I mean, that's what it is. Kev, what do you? I mean, you throw some points on this thing,
And
man.
I say, and the acting in this movie is phenomenal. Everybody does an outstanding job. I feel like the music was spot on, exactly like the first movie. Everything seems to be replicated. Okay, you want to talk about a replicant? That's what this film is in a lot of ways. I said the uninitiated need not apply. Basically, what I mean is that if you don't know the history of Blade Runner, if you don't know what this movie is all about, you're gonna be lost.
Yeah.
And the thing about Blade Runner is there were like 7 or 8 cuts of this film originally. The original Blade Runner, there are 7 or 8 cuts running around out there that you can watch. I would recommend watching the final cut that Ridley Scott did. That's the one that makes the most sense. But this movie answers every question that was posed and raised in the original film, and there were many. Okay, but this film answers those questions brilliantly. I can't do anything else but give this film a 10.
All right.
Okay, it was perfection as far as I was concerned.
So you live to see another day, Kev.
God,
I don't have to
you don't have to,
take
you don't
your
have
life.
to choke me out.
Hey, for me, everything he said, I'm with that. I saw the film in 3D. I don't particularly care for 3D, but in this case, I'm making an exception because it was amazing. I'm like, it's just like raining down on me. It's snowing on me in the theater. I mean, it was magical, man. It was a magical experience. I would recommend, if you have the opportunity to see the film in 3D, that will not be money wasted. So do that. I give it a 10 out of 10 as well.
For
Outstanding.
those of you who have seen the original, there are cameos by Sean Young. There are cameos by Edward James Olmos. And they make sense. They're not just throwaway cameos. They actually help propel the whole narrative and the story forward. And when Edward James almost says it's too bad she won't live, then again, who does in the original film, that echoes throughout the whole film. Okay, it makes sense. You understand it a whole lot better.
Okay. Guess you weren't ready to throw points on this thing. But anyway, you got a 10
I gave
from
you
me.
my points.
10 from me, 10 from Kev. You decide, but I think we're telling you it's money well spent to go see Blade Runner 2049.
Right.
That is our show. Listen, click on that little subscribe button. We need your subscriptions, okay? Social media, Instagram, Facebook group, Twitter, all of that stuff. Get with us. The website, www.themoviebrothers.com. All of our episodes, written reviews, all that good stuff is out there. Listen, I'm Ant. This is Kev. We are the Movie Brothers. This is the place, the one and only place where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.